guys, welcome back to another book review. My name's Awo, and today I'll be reviewing If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin.
What genre do you think If Beale Street Could Talk fits into?
This book is definitely an adult fiction book, and it's realistic fiction because this is something that happens a lot.
What do you think the purpose of the author was in writing this book?
I think James Baldwin really wanted us to see how, what it's like to have a loved one that's in jail for something that that they didn't do. And so it shows the impact of that event on the family and their friends and all that.
What was something you liked about this book?
I liked how kind of plainly it was written. It was more just he told the whole truth and what actually happened. And it feels like you're kind of looking in from the outside.
What was something that you disliked about this book?
I say one thing I didn't completely love about the book is how it kind of leaves you to draw your own conclusions about some things, which is good, but it also doesn't make for a light read. This is kind of a heavier book.
Can you describe the setting for us?
This takes place in New York, not necessarily the city, but outskirts, and in around the late 1960s to the early 1970s.
What character did you like the most in this book?
My favorite character was Tish, is what they call her in the book. She's, I believe she's 19 years old, and she is kind of very resilient because at the time that her boyfriend is in jail, Fawny, she's pregnant and she's uncertain about what's actually going to happen.
Who did you like the least in this book?
I feel that my least favorite character is the woman that accused Fawny of assaulting her, because she kind of caused a lot more complications in the book than she would have caused if she would have cooperated, because she ended up running away to a different country. I think it was Puerto Rico. And she complicated everything, and it just wasn't straightforward.
Can you describe one of the main characters for us?
Fawny is 21, and he's been Tish's best friend since they were, I think, 10. And their families have always been really close. And so Tish and Fawny were just about to get married when Fawny was arrested for something that he didn't do.
Can you describe one significant episode in this book?
I think a significant episode was when Tish's mother went to Puerto Rico to find Mrs. Rogers, who is the person that accused Fawny, and get her to kind of, more get her to understand that he didn't do it. Because the way that they set it up is that she reported that a black man had assaulted her, and then they put a lineup in front of her to pick out who had actually done it to her, and she knew that it was a black man, but Fawny was the only black man that they put there. So he was the only person that she could possibly pick. And so Tish's mother wanted her to realize that it most likely wasn't him, because he was the only option out of that lineup that she could have picked.
What would you say to persuade a friend to read or not to read this book?
I think I would persuade a friend to read this book because it's very timely, and it also offers a fresh perspective on things. Instead of having more of an outside perspective on what's happening, you get to see what's actually happening in the family and what kind of changes it's bringing.
And what did you think of the ending?
I thought the ending kind of left things unknown. It wasn't necessarily a cliffhanger, but it didn't really tell you, did Fawny get out of jail? Did he not get out of jail? What happened?
Thanks.
Thank you.